Who knows? All right, and we've got CRX Crylick on the other side, part of the CRX clan, one of those clans that have competitive goals in mind, but they let pretty much everyone in. Like you have to go through a process, I know, to get into it.
I'm not
It's a
very
cool clan.
sure about that either, but yeah, I've seen them around quite a bit. I just remembered that Cody Travis is also CRX according to Dog Tamer. But he's a Barasa main.
Yeah.
I see. So it's definitely not Cody.
Cody's a Barraza main?
I don't
What?
know. I don't know. Maybe
No, I
maybe
think
we're
everyone's
sure.
just trolling us at this point.
Well, I mean, you gotta trust the twit. You gotta trust people on
You
Twitch
gotta
chat.
trust the. Who are you?
Okay, we're
All
going.
right.
First match, Hattori versus Thatch. We're going into it. Both players kind of dive kicking over the weapon, but Hattori finds a spear. And it'll be interesting to see if we go for some D-like combos or he tries to go for some crazy weapon toss combos here. Thatch, picking up the guns. Both players not really hitting each other with much yet. Wow, first sider nearly puts him in the mine, though.
Yeah. Looks like Cry is just sort of approaching Thatch in any way he can. And really starting to fish for these neutralites too, but not finding them. Both players are whiffing a lot of moves.
Yeah, down air comes in from Hattori, throws the weapon. Cody responds to the weapon toss and actually gets a stare with the guns, chasing Cry through the air and actually gets a down air. Doesn't get any follow up and a D-light neutral air comes out. Cry sent into the red, but Cody, so we're getting a damage lead on this first stock.
Cry definitely seems comfortable on the spear. He seems to be going for a lot of moves though that aren't hitting, and so he's been switching over to the sword, see if he has more luck, and he is finding it as he looks like he's about to get this kill. Cody can't recover.
Yeah, that sider was actually pretty easy to punish. Cody put out that recovery on the guns really, really early. Didn't decide to go low to be able to get onto the stage, maybe afraid of a dare, and Cry just hit him with that side of the sword, sent him flying, and he didn't have a way to get back. And now Cody finds himself at a stock deficit. But both players have the sword now. Cody dodges out of the way of that signature, tries to get in. Lands well, misses that side thing, gets punished, and now Cody finds himself falling further and further behind. Cider lands. Will he be able to finish it?
Cody finds the side sig though, and he still has a chance easily. Only behind a little bit in the stock. Maybe more than a little bit, but yeah, he doesn't seem to be able to find a weapon, and looks like he dies there.
Ooh, shipwreck falls.
And he takes the full time. Yeah.
Very short ledges there to be able to grab onto, just unable to get back. He's been having a lot of trouble recovering against the likes of Cry. Whenever he gets off stage, it just seems like it's very easy to hit him with moves. Cry, playing around the spear now, has no fear about his guns as he stays an entire stock behind. Goes for the GCD light, tries to catch him out of the air, but doesn't land.
It's weird, like, on this map, I would really expect Thatch to have the advantage because he's a pirate. It might be because of his skin. He's using a biker skin, which is really off meta for this map, since this is all about pirates, you know?
Representing NA, however, with that bandana.
That's always nice.
If he was wearing this on an EU tournament, there would be an outcry, but
that was a good down sig read from Cry, and Cody is about ready to lose this whole game. In deep red kill percent, Cry's just fishing for the downlight to finish it.
Cry goes for the nair.
Gets the nair.
Lands the nair. That's the first game for CRX Crylick, and CodyButts complaining about his performance, but that's okay. He has the chance to be able to improve it in the next game. So now that he's fought against Crylick's Tori, let's see if he switches up his legend pick, or does anything differently and tries to play a little bit better. Shipwreck, not really favoring him. It seems like whenever he got off stage, he had trouble recovering because the ledge is really small. So we'll see if he picks a map with a little bit more shenanigan areas. Maybe Twilight, King's Pass, Thunderguard, heck, even Blackguard. Something for him to work with so that he can get back on stage.
Yeah. How do you think the Bodvar switch is going to affect the matchup? Do you think he'll do better or worse? Oh, well, and he's using a stance. That's not allowed.
Okay. That isn't the rules, so I don't think we can say... How do we... I really wish that when spectating, you could indicate that that's not okay. Crylick's probably telling him right now.
I think Cry knows. He might be messaging him on Steam or something.
So in case anybody doesn't know, this is a good time to bring this up for the stream while we wait. Stances are definitely not allowed in a tournament. It's also stated in the rule set, and the reason why this is because when you play the ranked ladder or you do anything in a tournament, a stance can drastically, or not drastically, but it can be a significant change in how a legend plays. And that's a problem for people that want to practice matchups. because you'll never be able to practice against a legend with that stance on a ranked ladder, and that honestly just gives them an unfair advantage.
And it can have more severe implications. Like most people don't know this, but there are specific stances that turn signatures that aren't supposed to be true combos into true combos.
Could you give an
There's
example
some really
of that?
cool stuff. I'm trying to think of specific examples. I know I played around with the idea at one point. It was a long time ago. There was some that were easier to pull off when you had a higher stance, but were true anyways. Like I know with Vrax's Lance, you can do side light, jump, gravity cancel, neutral sig, and that's a true combo, and it does an insane amount of damage. But you could do that anyways. It was just easier with the 9 decks. And there's, I'm sure there's combos out there. It's just people don't really play around with that too much because stances in general just aren't allowed. Because it just changes so many dynamics, and I think we have enough diversity. With
you could do some crazy things like bring some legends up to 9 defense or
Queen.
9 attack.
Oh my god, Queen 9 with the 5th stance is ridiculous. She has 2 move speed, 3 decks, and 8 force and 9 defense. It's ridiculous.
Oh boy,
It's
but here we go.
Walking tank.
So Cody not really figuring out how to change his stance on Bodvar, but playing Jhala, who definitely has the correct stance, and we're going to King's Pass. So
Couldn't fix his stance, so he goes to Jhala. I love it.
Dive kick comes in from Cry, but Cody finds the first weapon and actually gets a down air onto Cry. Cry finding himself in the shenanigans zone of King's Pass, gets out, holds the bomb, tosses it towards Cody, and Cody nearly dodging into it, but gets the side air, and Cry picks up a sword of his own.
Alright. So, Cry now taking a bit of a lead in this game. Cody seems to be dead, actually. Wow, okay, a fantastic ground pounded down air by Cry. That's sort of the bread and butter sword gimp combo, is just alternating between ground pound and dare like that. Ooh. Very deadly too.
But Cody makes it back after that stock deficit. Gets an unarmed combo into an exhale, but Cry takes him into the King's Pass zone once again, and Cody, missing his down air punish, managed to recover past the likes of Cry's sword, but holding onto the axe, took a lot of damage just trying to get out of the center of King's Pass. This counter pick definitely not favoring him against Cry's sword.
Yeah, for those who have issues with sword off stage like that, there's actually a very easy to avoid getting smacked around like that in the King's Pass zone or anywhere really. The whole point of ground pound to dare is that if they instantly jump you, you get the free punish. But if you just don't jump, like if you get hit by a dare or a ground pound, and then you just keep falling, they won't be able to follow up. And that's the essence of it. You just gotta,
it's punishing you for being impatient, essentially.
Yeah.
Because you're just kind of like, oh, I'm getting hit. I'm going further down below the stage. I must jump to recover. And you just kind of have to use your head and say, like, hey, I'm against sword. If they hit me with one down air, just fall, wait to get out of the way and recover, and I won't have to worry about losing my stock that early. And Pride dies to the horn.
The horn catching the kill on that. But Cody is already in deep red.
Has the axe, trying to use down air, so gets a Sare actually, gets hit by the recovery, and Cry picking up the sword once again. Cody is executed by D-Light side air, and Cry takes that same stock lead that he had in the match prior.
Okay. So Cry has the sword now, fishing for some downlight combos, but they're not coming. Getting punished a bit by these side airs, but he's returning. A lot of back and forth, which isn't really favoring Jhala since he's behind.
Yeah, Jhala holding onto the swords, basically just trading side airs, but Cry now winning out on these trades. Tries to dodge in place, but Cody was able to read it with a Sare. Weapon toss goes up, tries to interrupt the mine. The mine falling down. Cody nearly side airs him into the falling mine, but it doesn't work out. Cody playing with fire around that explosive right now. Cody goes for a side air instead of a down air, and Cry explodes. The mine explodes as he jumps over it, but he doesn't get hurt, and Cody actually interrupts the recovery with a down air. Cody's about to lose his stock, and that's it. GCN sig to punish the ground pound, and Cry takes a 2-0.